Wop, 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 wop. Dot fuck him up. We are on Team Kendrick. If you like Drake, go fuck yourself. I've never liked Drake, but that's a whole nother video. Good morning, it's Timothy. I'm taking my afro out of my braids. It is full, it is luscious, it is juicy, and it is fun. I've only gotten half of it done. I like it because it's like, hey Timothy, how are you? Tell me how you think I'm doing. What was the, oh yeah, so the topic of this video is body reclamation. So specifically, if you are someone who has been sexually assaulted in an abusive relationship, or even just like went through a fucked up breakup, sometimes the best thing you can do is experiment and figure out what the fuck you want for yourself. I know that when I dated Morgan, at some point towards the end of our relationship, to try to make me jealous, he lied and said that he had fucked someone else behind my back raw. Like, he later on proved to me that the screenshots were entirely fake. He showed me, like, he even showed me the fake number and everything. But even then, I remember, with the second he told me and the second he sent me those screenshots, it was like the start of my shift, and I was so, like, at first I was angry beyond belief and hurt like hell. But I knew how to channel that energy. And then it just became pure bliss. I thought to myself, I'm finally fucking free! Yeah, boy! And I said, thank you so much, Morgan. Thank you so much. I am so grateful. Kill yourself now. And he was like, what? And then I stopped opening any of his messages that he was sending me. And I immediately spent the whole rest of my shift like, damn, what should I do now? I'm free from this nigga. He finally did the thing that made me realize he was a waste of space and a waste of time and energy. And now I have the world as my oyster. What do I want to do? And I was like, you know what I want? And guess what? I remember, like, he was scared as fuck, because then it was like hours and hours and hours were going by. I wasn't opening any of his messages, responding to any of his attempts to piss me off or to get a rise out of me or to get me to sympathize with him or blah, blah, blah. Because, you know, he kind of realized, oh shit, I fucked up. And so I went, like, the whole day I went out to Lush. I let some cute ass, like, cougar bad bitches wash my arms with luxury soaps. Ooh, and I got some new products and I had a fun time doing it. I went out and got myself some shea butter. I bought a Groupon for a nice little spa. I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead, and I went to this wig shop. I think that was my first time ever going to that wig shop. Or was it? It's hard to remember. All I know is I decided I'm going to go to that wig shop that I've always wanted to go to and try it out. And I'm going to leave with whatever wigs I want and just get it. And I left with like 2 pussy pink breast cancer colored wigs. It was great. Pussy pink, cute ass, Nicki Minaj looking wigs. I loved them. And then I had a blast. I was like, I went out, I got myself some new jewelry, I got some fucking thongs from Victoria's Secret, went to the beauty supply store, bought a nice big huge pair of like huge thick stud earrings, because I was like, now that my life is my own, I want to embrace it as my own and have a fun fucking blast doing so. And that was my way of doing it. This also has been done several times. Like, for example, let's see, there's another person I could bring up. Oh, towards the end of me leaving my evil ex from December 2024 to July 2024, that guy, the guy I hate to say the name of, I remember with him specifically, things started hitting the fan with him, and I kind of thought to myself, you know what, I'm tired of him and his little slut-shaming rhetoric, because I'm just saying, if you hate sluts and whores, don't go out of your way to date a whore. And then it's like, he liked my conservative fashion. Like, he liked the fact that it's like, oh, Tamia wears dresses that reach her knees. Tamia doesn't show off her body that much, blah, blah, blah. You don't dress like a whore type shit. And I thought to myself, no, I don't want to lean into an ideal version of what he wants, also because he also wasn't even that good of a boyfriend after a certain time. So I was like, you know what, let's reclaim my body. I got a whole bunch of lingerie, I got a whole bunch of bras. I even was like, fuck it, let's experiment with push-up bras, because most of my life I had a negative opinion of push-up bras, but at some point I was like, you know what, I lost weight, I'm gonna gain it back eventually, and I do already naturally have D cups. It's not a crime to want to make sure my D cups actually look like D cups, and to just have a little bounce when I walk. It's not catfishing or fooling anybody, because none of these motherfuckers gonna see me naked regardless. And yeah, and I deserve to be able to look at myself in the mirror and be like, damn, nice luscious titties, beautiful waistline, and I get to really show off my silhouette. Plus, around the time, this girl online with very huge tickle bitties, she had shown herself using boob tape in this amazing like blue fishnet bodysuit. It was hot. But she specifically showed the way that her waistline and hips got brought out because of her using a push-up bra. And I was like, you know what? I really want to show off my figure while I've got it, because I never know when it could be taken away from me, the blessing of a snatched fucking waist. I want to be built like Megan Thee Stallion. I want to look like Jane fucking Mansfield. I want to have a great time. Like, I'll like myself whether I'm built like fucking young Jane Fonda or fucking Jane Mansfield. I will love myself always and forever. But doesn't mean I can't be like, let's experiment a bit. So I experimented and I got a bunch of crop tops, I got a bunch of skirts, I got some like nice heeled boots and sandals and all sorts of stuff. I got a bunch of waist beads and waist chains and beaded belts and arm cuffs. I was like, let's get sexy with it. And I was nervous as fuck first trying it out. I also was like, you know what, let me try out wearing my afro out in public. Yes, even where the ops are, so I can get used to like trying new things out and seeing what type of person I can be. And best believe I loved it. I loved it so, so fucking much. If anything, yeah, when I officially did break up with Morgan and I did date the asshole who I dated after, I remember specifically I was like, let me go ahead and wear my natural hair out, because I thought to myself, it's been in braids for fucking ever, it's getting to my desired length, and I'm tired of feeling shame because society wants to make me feel bad for having my natural hair out, so let me just do my thing. And best believe I took my fucking natural hair out and I showed up in this exact dress with some nice heels and some body butter on me, got a new signature scent, got some new lip glosses, like experimented with my jewelry and fashion a bit, and lo and behold, I felt fucking incredible. I was getting compliments left and right. Like, people were losing their minds when they saw me, and that felt really, really good, you know? I don't know. It's just interesting how that is. I think when we date people, we get used to being like a certain image. Or at least some of us. Like, you don't really change much. You might change when you date the person one way or another, of course, but in a way, you might still be left in a box. Like, if you know your partner has long hair or likes long hair, then maybe you'll hesitate to get it cut short. Because you'll think, hey, I love them and I want to make them happy. But then guess what? The second they leave, it's a blessing, because now it's like, oh shit, I can do whatever. Like, now it's like, oh hey, now instead of them talking down at me because I'm considering a tattoo or a piercing, I can get a clit piercing, some fucking cheek dimple piercings, back dimple piercings, nipple piercings, eyebrow piercings. You could have fun with it. You could get all sorts of body mods. You could decide, I'm leaving that relationship, and oh yeah, this one girl, I remember she got online on the internet, and it was kind of wild of her, but she did say that when she went through a fucked up breakup, what she did was she made sure she worked 3 jobs back to back, like 3 different jobs in food service endlessly, so she just barely had any time to sleep. But then guess what? By the time her paycheck came, she had money from like all these different fucking jobs, and then she went ahead and went to Brazil and got herself a BBL, came back, and then the healing time is 6 weeks. So let's just say after like 8 weeks or so, you are gonna forget all about that man because you've been too focused on 1, your fucking job, 2, all the money you make, 3, your extremely hot body, and 4, yeah. And she talked about how every time she left a relationship, she did something to make herself feel hotter, like got new boobs or a new butt or a lipo or something. Is that healthy? I wouldn't recommend that myself, but kudos to her. Like, I kind of was like, I respect her hustle. But I also thought to myself, if I did that method, I would probably buy film equipment or invest in my goals, not new titties. But then again, I already have titties. Like, so, I got lucky in that department. Anything else? Oh, yeah. I don't know. It's just interesting how that works. I don't know. There's multiple ways to reclaim your body, especially after you leave a relationship of any kind, any kind. Actually, here's another one I forgot to mention. I remember when I broke up, or things ended, with this guy named Zach that I was with. I was 17, he was 19. Bad situation, very, very terrible breakup. I remember I was so fucked up off of that relationship, like devastatingly fucked up. Like, horrible things happened. Like, he was really looking into a restraining order against me, and I don't blame him. That wouldn't have stopped me, though. If he, like, that would have not stopped me. And also, no offense, even the cops were like, oh, so what you're saying is this chick texts you a lot and leaves voicemails. And he was like, yeah. And the cops were like, how about you block her? And he's like, I don't want to do that. What if she texts me something crazy? And then the cop said, oh, okay, so what you're saying is she has done nothing to harass you aside from fucking messaging you. And you can just block her. Yeah, we don't give a shit, dudes. Like, there's women dying in the street every day. We don't give a fuck about you getting texted by a girl who you ghosted. We don't care. Yeah, fuck that nigga. It's on site if I ever see him again. Or not on site. Well, okay, let's not talk about that. Let's focus on the topic of the video. Let's not get too dark with my thoughts. Sorry about that. Anyway, as I was saying. So, I remember when I left him, I was like, oh, I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss his like nice skater boy looks. I'm gonna miss like being able to wear his big cozy fucking sweaters and those little like fucking slacks he had looked so cute on his legs and his Vans and this and that. And eventually with time, and I'm gonna miss his really comfortable beanies and borrowing them. And I thought to myself, wait a minute, how about you just become your own ideal boyfriend? Just if you like the shit, buy it for yourself. Then you won't miss him for that specific thing. And I thought on it, and then guess what? As soon as I bought myself some chain necklaces and some fucking men's H&M cute sweaters, and then some cute little slacks and or like loose fitting pants, just like how he wore, and then I started wearing like his really soft beanies and shit, then I was comforted. It was like home away from home, except more like, I don't know, it was like a toxic boyfriend, but away from a toxic boyfriend. Like, so I was just around my favorite person, me, instead. It was a blessing. I don't know. I just find it funny how fashion can do how like sometimes you can go through bad things and the best thing you can do is transform yourself. Not inherently for the sake of others' approval either. Like, you could leave a relationship and be like, you know what? I'm gonna start rapping. Or you could leave a relationship and decide I'm gonna start like making horror art again. I'm gonna experiment with my makeup. I'm gonna, like, think about it. Recently I've been thinking about all sorts of stuff and I thought to myself, you know what, after this recent thing that happened with Mitchell, I fucking hate this man so much. And I thought to myself, I could dye, like bleach my hair white and wax my eyebrows and get colored contacts and do this and do that because I'm starting to not even care about if men like me or not. Because I'm not even interested in attracting a man anymore. Things with him got so fucked up that it's like I don't want to. It's, if I can repel a man, that would be great. Think about it. Julia Fox did it. Like everyone, if you're like, who's Julia Fox? She's the hot bad bitch from Uncut Gems, the one that Adam Sandler put in his movie to be the token sexy girl who's hella younger than him and loves him. Funny enough, I just remembered that me and Mitchell, the last guy, the Christmas fling guy, I remember with him, we actually joked about it. We watched the movie 8 Crazy Nights. I totally forgot this happened until now. Wow. And I remember he was watching the movie and he was like, oh, look at me. I'm Adam Sandler. I have a totally amazingly toned bod under my t-shirt. And I managed to just totally slam dunk on everybody. I'm just like better than fucking LeBron James. Ooh, look, I'm impressing this kid and I'm awesome. And this really hot young girl likes me. Like, he was mocking the shit out of that movie. Mitchell could be funny as hell when he wanted to. He also could be a fucking asshole. I remember his gaslighting attempts. He's a fucking piece of shit. And he fucked me up for 2 months, and I'm now on the other side of it, or at least getting to the other side of it. And so now, but yeah, Adam's, oh, right. Julia Fox. So Julia Fox, Adam Sandler always puts in his movies a token, extremely hot woman who he doesn't deserve, like Jennifer Aniston or Jessica Simpson or just any, like Salma Hayek especially. Like, I get it, you're making the movie. You can cast whoever you want to be cast as the extremely hot wife who loves you for being rich, hot. I mean, rich, funny, not hot, but goofy. Like, that's his thing. I get it. It doesn't mean I like it. It's just pathetic. But I respect it. I respect it. Sometimes you gotta have a little hedonistic fantasy inside of your movie that you're spending so much. Like, if you could see yourself as the fucking action star of a movie with the hot girl, I get why he would do that. Julia Fox, her turn was in Uncut Gems, and she was like the voluptuous, like thick, beautiful, milky skinned, big buttocks woman who like was kissing The Weeknd and stuff. Like, that was a fun little role for her. But eventually, she eventually, like, let's just say she dated Kanye for a bit. Kanye's a fucking nightmare. Like, we saw that coming. And then afterwards, she was like, you know what, let me, let's just say she went through a lot. And then she released some stuff talking about, like, instances of sexual assault and abuse that she faced and drug abuse and all this shit. And then next thing you know, she changed her entire look. Like, she could have easily been, like, an A-list celebrity in a bunch of fucking movies. She was a gorgeous woman with nice full lips and beautiful big glowing blue eyes. And amazing high features and a voluptuous sexy body. Like, she really was an it girl for a bit. But she chose to step out the limelight. Why? Because fuck fame, fuck those people, and fuck her exes. And fuck trauma and all that. And so she reclaimed herself by being like, you know what? I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna get rid of the BBL. Or at least I think it was a BBL. I'm gonna actually make sure that I am the weight that I want to be. I'm gonna make myself look ugly. I'm gonna like wear makeup that other people think is weird. I'm gonna go full on avant-garde Lady Gaga with it. Shaved eyebrows, everything. And I respect her for that. And like hell, she was even just on a runway recently, like just like this summer. So she's clearly doing very well for herself regardless. That also reminds me, I remember that Amanda Bynes, the beautiful young girl from the Amanda Show, very fucked up what happened to her. All the shit. Like, God, all those pedophiles and the awful, just, it's sad. But you know what? She got, let's just say a big reason she had her breakdown was because she decided, I want to reclaim my body. She was like, she hated men so much and hated being in the limelight and always desired, always lusted after all that. After already a whole childhood of, I imagine, lots of sexual abuse and mental damage. Now, as a fucking adult, like, yeah, she was like, okay, I'm gonna gain a bunch of fucking weight. I'm gonna shave my eyebrows, get those piercings, bleach my hair until it's fucked up. I'm gonna do what I want, say what I want, and wear what I want. And then guess what? She eventually admitted it was because she wanted people to stop fucking looking at her. She wanted to be embraced for what she truly fucking is. A person. She wanted to be left the fuck alone. Not put on a pedestal, not stalked, not fetishized, none of that. In fact, that's the reason Britney fucking Spears did what she did. The whole reason she shaved her head was because she was tired of not feeling like she owned and controlled her life. Like, think about it. She was a young fucking girl, and then eventually you're in your 20s, and they were like, hey, guess what? If you want to leave the house for even one single fucking second to fetch the mail, or go to 7-Eleven, or do this, you have to have your hair done. You have to be put in glam. You need your hair curled, washed, moisturized, oiled. You need your skin and makeup popping 24 fucking 7 as if you're always going to be spotted on some, like, it's like, bitch, it's not the Met Gala. It's a motherfucking walk to the mailbox, or a motherfucking walk in the park with a boyfriend. And the world fucked her over. So eventually she was like, you know what? I'm going to shave my head and I'm going to go bald because I want to be free. And I want to do what I want. And frankly, it is fucked up that the world went, she's clearly fucking insane. We should be as abusive and cruel to her as possible. And then we put her in a conservatorship for the rest of her fucking life. And just, Jesus, it's just, all of it's so fucked up. I remember after I saw Mitchell, I remember, like, the days after me and Mitchell had our thing happen. At least from what I can recall, I remember at some point I was processing the sexual assault he tried to do to me. You know, like the gray area-ness of it all. And I remember feeling so fucked up, and I was like, I want to feel good, I want to feel sexy, I want to do something that'll make me feel like my body's my own. So I put on that pink wig I got years before. And I wore my nice little cute white hat that Mitchell got me over Christmas break because, you know what, fuck it, I do still love a soft beanie. What can I say? It's cozy and comfy. I layered myself with nice jewelry. I made sure I put on a cute little dress. I had a very nice outfit on. I went out to a comedy show to drink with a friend who simply pissed me off. Tried to flirt with somebody because I thought maybe I can overwrite the bad sexual experience with a good one, at least, or even a mediocre one with someone new. Did that happen? No. Let's just say that night went fucking terribly. And then I went home and cried because I just kind of realized, like, I didn't realize how damaged I was from the Mitchell situation until then. I hate Mitchell so much. All of it. But on the bright side, here's at least this. Another reason I'm taking out my braids, aside from the fact that I've had these motherfucking braids in for too damn long, like, I'm sure if you wanted to go back in my YouTube video history and see when I first got them compared to now, you'd be like, damn, bitch, that's way too long to have in your fucking braids. Or actually, I think it was about 4 months. I don't know if that's normal or not. I had a fucking neglectful childhood. Bear with me. But as I was saying, eventually I kind of remembered, oh yeah, I don't, because, think about it. The best thing you can do is like what you look at in the mirror and to feel detached from what you were and what you experienced and have a new fresh start. Like, anytime I've gone through something good or bad or just wanted to try something new, like, think about it. I've started jobs and then I've gotten my hair done the way I like it once I know it's safe to work there, to fully transform myself into an ideal version. I've dated people and broke up with them, and I was like, you know what? Fuck them. Let them miss out, because they had me with my afro and they had me with my hair straightened and my wigs, and they were still fucking terrible to me. I want to make myself unrecognizable to what I was before and so fucking beautiful that they fucking lose their mind over how I look now. To make a version of myself that is so ethereal that they cannot believe how much they fumbled. And so, the next thing you know, you saw me with that nice big Latina looking wig that I actually don't think I've posted on here. Or next thing you know, you'll see me with like nice auburn colored braids that bring out my eyes and stuff. Because eventually I would just want to feel like a new person, having new experiences and enjoying her life. I didn't want to feel miserable anymore. I didn't want to look in the mirror and just see the same girl with messy hair and war-torn eyes just fucking crying all the time. And even recently, I just kind of decided for myself, aside from the fact that every time I turned my head, I could feel a bunch of hair snapping on my head, and and also just, like, think about it, I have like an inch or so of growth in some areas. I was like, you know what, it's time. I remembered the way that Mitchell admired and loved videos of me with my natural hair out, and how he was fascinated by it. And I thought to myself, you know what? This will help me heal. To just, so that when I look in the mirror, I don't just see the same girl who was really drunk in that hotel room when Mitchell tried to do what he did to me. I don't see a girl who's been drinking 2 liters of Mountain Dew every day just to keep like a bare minimum amount of functioning in her system from the trauma that it brought her. I thought to myself, I want to see someone fresh and renewed. I remember when I left Morgan and started dating the dude who I dated after. I remember the time where I really truly felt everything was okay was when I took all my braids out, like did a whole full body scrubbed off all the dead skin to remove any fucking lingering sensations of him ever touching me. Moisturized myself in a scent that he would never smell or recognize. Shaved to cleanse myself, even though it's not cleansing, it's more of a ritual, really. And I made sure I put on a nice new lip gloss, some nice exquisite looking earrings, did my skincare routine, and made sure my setting spray made my skin fucking glow beautifully, like I was a fucking star. And I saw my nice full afro that I decorated with a nice red ribbon that matched my little red dress. And I remember I just admired myself in the mirror. Was I a little nervous? Yeah, but I looked at myself and I still felt really fucking confident and good. I thought to myself, I am here now. I'm no longer that scared girl who's trapped in the car with Morgan as he refuses to stop touching me or refuses to, like, let me fucking leave his car safely. The guy who's grabbing me by the wrist, the guy who's trying to pin me down, the guy who made me feel unsafe. I'm not that girl anymore. I thought to myself, I should reward myself. So I did. I changed my look up, and I remember how happy I was to just see the way I glowed in the mirror. And I admired myself with happiness and joy. And I remember that was the exact night I was getting picked up by that one ex who I dated after Morgan. And I remember he was so over the moon to see my natural hair, and that was one of those moments where he actually was like, holy shit, I think I've fallen for her, the new guy. And I had an exquisite time, and he praised me, and it felt good, and it felt like everything was gonna be good. It felt like everything was finally clicking into place. It's a cathartic feeling. Even though we know that relationship doesn't end well and whatnot, guess what? It doesn't change the fact that I still know that memory. So that's why I decided the other night, I was like, you know what? I need to get this Mitchell shit off my chest. I need to fully talk about all the good and all the bad that's happened between me and him, and I need to wash that man right out of my hair. I'm gonna take out my braids, and I'm gonna be a version of myself that is so fucking beautiful and untouchable and ethereal and healed and happy, and he will never have access to someone like me again. And he will have to suffer for the rest of his fucking life knowing he fucked up. Because I deserved a lot better than him, and he knew that. At least now I'm finally knowing it. I wish he could have changed, but it's okay. Because on the bright side, I can just further myself even farther out of reach and get better, and he can never ever have me again. And that is a beautiful blessing. And yeah, so now it's like, okay, I want to be the same girl who confidently looks at herself in the mirror again. Where it's not just me rotting on the floor drinking Mountain Dew and Red Bull and being miserable with cavities and depression. It's me actually standing up and adorning myself in jewels, taking care of my body, lotioning myself up with amazing scents and smells, 10 times better than how I was even during our Christmas fling. And actually making myself thrive and look beautiful and ethereal and amazing, and being with people 10 times better than him, embracing new hobbies, embracing a new life, embracing just newness. There's something really powerful with that. And you know, you don't even have to do it to conventional standards. You could decide to shave your head, shave your eyebrows. You could decide to bleach your pubes, for all I fucking know. Like, you could just do anything you want. but it makes me happy to do so. To be able to just get the fuck up and be able to look at myself in the mirror, dolled up head to toe, looking fucking amazing. A version of him that he has never seen before and he will never fucking see again because he doesn't deserve me and he's proven himself to be worthless. And then me, I get to be the one who's blessed enough to look in the mirror and see a beautiful fucking face every single time I look. That is a blessing. Amen. So I just hope that if you're someone, regardless of your gender, if you go through a breakup, sometimes the best thing you can do is figure out, okay, what if I stopped doing because I wanted to keep this person? Like, think about it. Like, you might leave a relationship and be like, you know what, I actually really love expensive jewelry and babe clothing. You might decide, actually, I've always wanted a short haircut and to get bars in my ears. You might decide that you actually want to wear colored contacts or get LASIK or just get normal contacts. Or even just wear your glasses again, because maybe your partner said that your glasses were dumb. Maybe you want to go back to wearing anime t-shirts. Like, think about it. When I left my ex Liam, I remembered the specific outfits that he didn't like that I wore, and I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go back to that. I'm gonna go back to mini skirts with huge platform boots. I'm gonna wear crop tops. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and he has no say in it because I have a say, and that's what matters. So I'm just saying, the best thing you can do sometimes is find a way to reclaim your body through fashion. Like, I'm talking to someone tonight. They're really sweet. He wanted to meet up tonight to eat my pussy. But, one thing led to another. And in a nutshell, he's a sweet fella. He's going through a breakup right now. But he did tell me, like, the way he's done it is he bleached his hair and he got a septum. And he gets to embrace who he was without having a girlfriend who was very, very clingy and very, very emotionally unstable, trying to control his life in certain aspects, basically. Like, he just is like, oh, now I don't have to be husband material or whatever. Now I can be whatever I want. Reality is mine. And now he's like even exploring his bisexuality potential, or like, figuring out his fashion. He even told me, like, he's the reason I'm making this video. He said that he's been really into dressing up lately. And I said, yeah, it makes sense because it's how you like can set the tone for what you want your life to be from that point forward. It's really powerful, Anyway, I like to think I've made my point clear. Moral of the story. Damn, my outfit was actually surprisingly full. Just wait till I comb it out and get some water on it. Whenever I take my hair out of braids, it's like I usually get a bunch of new growth, which is awesome, but then also my ends get kind of, but I'm working on it. Anyway, moral of the story. If you have gone through a breakup of any kind, sometimes the best thing you can do is figure out what you want for you and how would you imagine you look like in those situations. Because, that's the reason why sometimes I've gotten wigs or certain outfits. I was like, you know what, that relationship ended, but it's okay because I can dress bimbo core or princess core or cottage core now and not get judged. And I can do this and I can do that. And it's a really freeing, beautiful thing. I hope you have a beautiful life that you want. Bye.